Tricey lover. What's up, Tricey lover? Period. Say no. Okay. Yeah. What's up? Welcome back to my channel, y'all. I want to talk about leadership today, and not just the regular leadership that y'all usually hear people talk about. I don't want to use no titles. I don't want to use no positions, not how many followers or likes or who's in charge. I just want to talk about real leadership, the kind that shows up every day in life, the kind that doesn't announce itself, the kind that's rooted in a relationship. Because if you ask me, leadership is relationships. Whether you want to admit it or not, somebody is watching us. Somebody is learning from us. Somebody is paying us hella attention on how we move, how we react, how we love, how we speak, how we handle pressure. And that makes us leaders. Not someday, not when you feel ready, but right now, somebody is watching. Especially if you're a coach, if you're a mentor. Look, if you even a mother, a parent, a dad, a big sister, a big brother, even a friend. Leadership isn't about control. It's about influence. And influence always lives inside of relationships. So today, I want to do something a little different. So I wrote down some questions, not just to answer them, but I want to sit with them. I want to unpack them. And I really want to have an understanding on how they shape the way we lead. Yeah. Before we can even lead anybody else, we have to have an understanding on ourselves, on what we're doing and how we're being looked at and how we're even being viewed. All right, so come on and kick it with me, because I want to kick it with you. Come kick it with me, because I want to kick it with... Say no, okay. Okay, no, for real. Leadership starts before somebody even call you a leader. And the truth behind that, you don't become a leader when somebody give you permission. You become a leader when somebody start watching you. And most of the times, they don't tell you they watching. They don't. Sometimes it could be your kids watching, your friends watching, your coworkers watching, people who admire you quietly. They really watch. They watch, okay? They watching how you handle your disappointments. They watching how you talk about people when they not around. They watching how you respond. Or they watching like how you respond when you getting corrected. Let's say that. They watch how you move when nobody clapping for you. Leadership is caught more than it's taught. And that's why leadership is relational. It's built in trust. It's built in consistency. It's built in alignment. So let's talk about these questions I got, y'all. Now, these questions, I would like if y'all pull out a pen and piece of paper and write them down and answer them yourself. Answer these questions yourself, because like I say, whether you know it or not, you are a leader. Someone is watching you. Okay, the first question I got down here. question number 1. Write that down. Say no. But question number 1, what drives your behaviors? This is big because most people never stop and really ask this. Like, what actually drives you? Is it the fear? Is it the love? Is it the validation? Is it survival? Is it purpose? Is it trauma? Is it faith? For real. Because here's the thing, your behaviors are speaking even when your mouth isn't. If you're driven by fear, your leadership will feel controlling. If you're driven by like some type of insecurity, your leadership will feel defensive. Let's just say you got a lot of ego. Your leadership gonna feel heavy. But if you drive your leadership with some purpose and love, then your leadership will feel safe. Sometimes people can feel what drives you. Everybody not. Some people really do have that spirit of discernment. They can tell, they can pick up. Especially kids. Especially people who are healing from some trauma or some stuff they done already been through. Like, they can pick that up. And people who are really looking for some true guidance, they can look at a leader and be like, As leaders, we have to ask ourselves, why do I respond the way I do? Or why do I shut down when this happens? We got to know our triggers. Why do I over-explain? Or why do I withdraw from certain situations? Or why do I get loud? Or why am I silent, not wanting to speak up right now? The unhealed versions of ourselves create unhealthy leadership. And leadership isn't about being perfect. It's just about being aware of self, being aware of what you're doing, how you're doing it. Let's move down to the second question, y'all. My second question I got down here is, what is your natural character / personality? Okay, and I feel like this question is important because leadership is not a one size fit all. Everybody don't lead out loud. Everybody don't, lead in front or whatever. Some people just lead with consistency. Some people lead with their presence. Some people lead with just being wise and sharing wisdom. Some people lead with compassion. Some people lead with structures. Your natural character matter. So are you more nurturing? Y'all know what I'm saying. Are you more nurturing or more direct? You gotta know. Like, are you more emotional or are you logical? How can you lead if you don't know if you more emotional? If you more emotional, lean into that. Lead with that. Are you more introverted or are you more expressive? Are you more patient or you more intense with your leading? Or with your personality, let me say that. Because none of them are wrong. It just becomes a problem when you try to lead somebody instead of leading like you. You trying to lead somebody to be something else, but you're not leading somebody to be who you are. Leadership becomes exhausting when you pretending to be somebody. And I feel like the key to a healthy leadership, it don't erase your personality. It just refines it a little bit. So if you're naturally gentle, leadership teaches you, a little bit of boundaries. If you naturally strong, leadership teaches you how to be tender with people. If you're naturally quiet, like you're a quiet person, leadership teaches you how to be confident. Let's just say you bold, you loud. Leadership teaches you how to restrain some of that. Leadership matures who you already are. Let me say that. I like that. Okay, my third question I got down here is, where do you get your energy from? Let me pause, because y'all know I'm reading my notes too now. But I remember somebody asked me this question. Like, where do you get your energy from? You just seem like you're full of energy. And I answered with my honest answer. And I get my energy from God. I do. He is my source. I get my energy from God. And when I answered their question, they was like, no, that's the generic answer. Like, where do you really get your energy from? Like, what do you mean? That is my true answer. I get my energy from God. And if I wasn't to say God, that He is my answer. But if y'all looking for something more than that, I get my energy from meditating, praying, sitting in silence, listening to my thoughts. Then doing, praying for whatever I need the energy to do. So that's a question you got to ask yourself. Where do you get your energy from? And be honest with yourself. Where does your energy come from? Do it come from people? Do it come from silence? Do it come from you just got to have your certain routine? Do it come from having a spiritual connection? Do it come from your creativity? Like, if you're not creating, you don't feel energized. Or do it come from movement? And sometimes people got to get up and actually just do it. That's why I love that. Just do it. Some people energy come from just movement. Because sometimes leadership will drain you if you don't know how to refill yourself. If you're a parent, you already know what I'm talking about. If you're a mentor, you know what I'm talking about. Or even if you're the strong one in your family, you already know. You cannot pour from an empty place and expect healthy outcomes. And the leadership lesson right here. If you don't know where your energy come from, you'll start resenting the people that you're called to lead. That's when you start getting burnt out. When you start to feel bitterness creeping in. Or when your patience starts to disappear. Strong leaders, they protect their energy. Not selfishly. What? Selfishly. I don't know what I just said. Not selfishly. But they do it wisely. Rest does not mean you lazy. Boundaries does not mean you're cruel. And saying no does not mean you rejecting somebody. That's stewardship. Look that word up. No, because I feel like sometimes we have to hear it and say it. Some conversations, I just feel like need to be had sometimes. Okay, let's move on to my fourth question. I got 5 questions, y'all, okay? My 4th question is, how do you prefer to receive constructive criticism? And let me just say this before I even read my notes I got. I got these questions by sitting in a summit. I was sitting in this leader summit, and it was a few leaders coming on there talking. I'm not really good with names. I wish I can. If y'all follow my Facebook page, I shared they summit that they had up, so y'all can go, look through there and get those leaders' names. However, I was in their summit and I was, taking me some notes, and these questions that they had down here was, what was it? Self-awareness and self-leadership. That was the topic. And I'm like, I really want to unpack these questions with this channel, because y'all already know I love having conversations that's not always, I don't know. I just like sharing my perspective on a lot of things, because I do feel like I do have some type of leadership role, not just a mother, not just a friend, not just a mentor, but I do have people watching my moves. So these are important. This conversation is important to me. Okay. Back on topic. Question number 4 says, how do you prefer to receive constructive criticism? I just feel like this question right here will humble. It will humble you if you let it. How do you like to be corrected? Do you prefer someone coming down, holding your hands and being gentle and having a gentle conversation with you? Or do you prefer direct honesty? Direct honesty, like no sugarcoat, nothing. Do you prefer a private feedback, somebody pulling you to the side? Hey, look, that's not how we do that. Or do you need time to process things? You don't want nobody telling you things, you just want to figure it out. Because how you receive correction shapes how you give correction. The leadership truth is, you can't receive feedback without shutting down or getting defensive. You will struggle to lead effectively. In order to be a great leader, you have to be teachable. It requires humility. Ooh, I did a video on that. You know what? I think I want to come back and talk about humility some more, because look here. Leadership requires a lot of self-reflection as well. Especially if you're leading children, your younger siblings, or just people who really trust you emotionally. Correction should never feel like humiliation. Somebody correcting you, now you just embarrassed and want to shut. No. Discipline should never feel like a rejection. Somebody saying, no, you can't have juice today. Now you just feel like they rejected you. No. The goal is growth, not control. And sometimes leadership looks like saying, hey, I messed that up. Oh, yeah, y'all, I was wrong on that. Or leadership can also look like, I'm still learning. You don't have to know everything because you're a leader. You can still be learning as well. And just by saying that right there, that builds trust faster than pretending to be flawless. Trust me. And my last question I got, and then I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle. My last question I got is, how do you learn discipline? How do you learn discipline? Because discipline is not a punishment. I feel like discipline is training. So how do you learn your training? Through structures, through repeating the same thing, through taking accountability. You learn discipline with routines. You learn discipline with consequences. Because once again, how you learn discipline affects how you teach discipline. If discipline was harsh for you, you may try to avoid it altogether. If discipline was a little bit of absent, you can struggle with, being consistent. If discipline for you was loving and firm, you probably can value some type of balance. Leadership requires discipline. When you have discipline, that's you saying, I do this because it matters. I show up because somebody watching me. I stay consistent even when it's uncomfortable. And let me say this clearly. Consistency is one of the loudest forms of leadership. Not being perfect, but being consistent. I truly feel that in my heart, y'all. I really do. Y'all, leadership for me is relationship. At the end of the day, leadership is not about being followed or how many people, I don't know. Leadership is not about being followed. It's more so about being trusted. People follow who they feel safe with, People learn from who they feel seen by. And some people grow under their leaders who are human, who are not just untouchable. Your everyday choices matter. Your tone matter. Your reaction matter. Your healing matter. Someone is learning how to love just by watching you. They learning from you. They learning how to communicate. They learning how to handle pressure. And that's not meant to scare you. That just is meant to ground you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional with everything. So I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle, and I'm going to leave y'all with this. Leadership starts with self-awareness. Leadership grows through your relationships. Leadership is proven through consistency. And it is sustained through humility. And whether you realize it or not, you are already leading someone. So make sure you lead them with love, integrity, lead with honesty, and lead with some intention. I hope this video spoke to y'all. I hope y'all really sit with those questions. I hope y'all journal them, pray on them, talk through them. Because the best leaders are always willing to grow. All right? I'll catch y'all in my next one. Deuces.